with regards to the practical implications of the resolution that is in front of you. Number one is if a lawsuit's filed between the county commission and the county attorney's office, you're essentially committing tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, to unnecessary litigation, because the county will end up paying for both sets of attorneys in that matter. If you read the Salt Lake County case that has been quoted in many of your resolutions, it actually sets forth several options besides litigation for this sort of situation. One of those is an ethics advisory opinion by the Utah State Bar, which is what I've asked for. Another option is for a legal opinion from the Utah Attorney General's office. If the commission would like us to do that, I don't have a problem with asking them to do that as well. But those two options that are also out there for the commission are cheap or free. They don't cost anything. They will take a little bit of time, but they would likely alleviate the need for unnecessary and unwise litigation, because I've never said that I wouldn't do what you're asking me to do. I just have advised that we follow a safer protocol and a safer procedure for that. The other thing is that that nobody will win in this litigation. I'm confident that the commission will become aware that they've received poor legal advice in seeking a legal action, a litigation against the San Juan County Attorney, because my communication with you has been very clear and very thorough for quite some time. And that's something that would have to be shown contrary in order for the commission to be successful in that litigation. I also just want to touch on a couple of other things. The filing the lawsuit would obviously create a conflict of interest between myself and the county commission. However, as per the Salt Lake case that has been quoted quite a bit, that doesn't create a conflict of interest for all things. It only creates a conflict of interest for that one issue, which would be the Bears Ears withdrawal from the Bears Ears litigation. However, during the period of that litigation, there would be an adverse situation between myself and the commission, and so, but that doesn't give the commission free rein to then go hire somebody to do all of their legal work. Our office is prepared, if necessary, to create a conflict wall in order for you to be able to communicate and get legal opinions and written analysis from my deputy county attorney without there being any interaction on those issues between myself and him. And so that is something that could be done. But again, I'm hopeful that we can resolve this issue, that cooler heads can prevail and we can resolve this issue shy of litigation, because nobody will win in litigation. A couple of things in closing that I just wanted to think about between now and the next commission meeting, when this will be on the agenda for approval or to be tabled or whatever else. If you were to put the resolution 2019-6 back on the agenda for an action item and declare any conflicts that exist, you can declare a conflict, and if it's not a prohibited conflict, you can still declare it and then request to, and then state that you feel comfortable voting on the issue. If that were to be done, and resolution 6 were to be repassed with the declaration of those former conflicts, if that's what they are, then at that point there would be no reason to wait for the Utah Bar to get an opinion back, because my concern would be alleviated. And my concern that I'm waiting on their opinion for would be alleviated. And that would speed the process up. And if you have any questions about the conflicts of interest and what kind are prohibited and what kind would still allow you to vote, again, I'm always willing to try to find the time in your busy schedule and my busy schedule to meet and talk about it.
My question is, what conflict?
With what? Yeah, well, I've said it a couple of times, so I'm not sure which. If the commission, so one of
The commission part or your part?
with regards to the Bears litigation,
Conflict.
but I've said it in a couple of contexts, so I'm not sure which one you're asking about. I can explain all of them if you would like. So, if the commission were to file a
Is it in the written form?
okay.
So, that way.
Okay, that's fine. If that's what you want, then I will gladly do it in writing.
So, the other question is, at what time do you say you don't work for the county commission?
No.
We elected him in.
You are separate
No.
as elected official.
So let me explain that what I said was that all of the elected officials in the county, and I use the term are pseudo-independent. The reason for that is we all work for the county, we all work in the county's best interests, but there is a level of independence between each of those departments, whether it be the clerk, whether it be the assessor, whether it be the county attorney, whether it be the sheriff. There are certain responsibilities that are laid out and set forth in Utah code that make them somewhat independent of the county commission. The county commission always has, the county commission has the decision over the budget. They also have legislative position to make legislative decisions. And so that's why they're not independent, but there are certain areas of each of the elected officials' jobs that they are independent.
That independent, the word independent, sets apart the commission and yourself as you perceive.
It's not independent, it's pseudo or partial independent. For instance, I'll give you an example with the county attorney's office. Part of my responsibility is to prosecute criminal cases, criminal matters that happen in San Juan County. That is a responsibility that I have under state code, and that has absolutely nothing, that is completely independent of the county commission. Where I have ties to the county commission and where I represent the county, and at times the county commission as agents of the county, is on the civil matter. And so when I wrote that, the context of that email back in November was to say that I was encouraging the commissioners-elect, the two of you, to go to the different elected officials with some of the questions that you had. You had 18 questions, 18 points that you wanted information on, and I was encouraging you to go to each of the elected officials that are over those areas and talk to them, because they would have more information and they would be able to better give you that information than for instance the county administrator, because that's their department and that's their theme. So there are areas where each of the elected officials, some more than others, have an independence between themselves and the commission. But at the end of the day, we're all here for the best interests of San Juan County. Do you have any other questions?
I've already I've worked with the lawyers and judges, and I have never read
what kind of situation?
where, the interest is for the people. Yes, I'm elected, I am independent. That type.
I'm not saying that that we're independent on all things. I'm saying that there are areas that each of the elected officials are independent in the fact that they are, state law gives them certain authorities to act in their regard. Like the example of criminal prosecutions for myself.
The other issue is your opinion we requested meetings to be held, commission meetings, held occasionally somewhere else other than the county seat. You told me that the state law requires commission meetings to be at the county seat.
Folks,
Particularly, period. So,
no,
I differ. I differ with
okay.
that.
And that's fine.
So,
What my written
yours
opinion
is
was.
like,
No, what my opinion was is that there, on some occasions, for instance, let's use an example. The commission at the last commission meeting, there was a discussion about having another public hearing or a public meeting about the water and sewer project, or about the zoning situation in Spanish Valley, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a situation where the people of Spanish Valley are really the only ones that care or have a deep-seated opinion. And so, like I said in my written opinion to you, that would be a rare occasion where a meeting could be held up there to get their opinions. My position was that regularly scheduled commission meetings are supposed to be held at the county seat. And that's what state law says, that's what UAC says, and that's what USIP says. Utah Association of Counties, and then our insurance or indemnity pool, the Utah County Indemnity Pool. That's what they said as well. So I didn't say that no meetings could be held elsewhere. I've never said that. I said that it would require that there would be times where a special situation, for instance, the Spanish Valley situation that came up 2 weeks ago, would come up where it would be appropriate to have a public hearing up there in order to get their opinion, because it's their opinion you're really looking for, because they're the ones that are going to live with whatever decision the commission makes.
Just a public hearing or public hearing in the meeting?
The public hearing would have to be part of an advertised meeting. It would be for the way that I understand it, and the way that UAC and USIP have relayed it to me as well in separate opinions, is that it would be for the purpose of the public hearing.
And
For the public hearing. The meetings are to be held at the county seat. The regularly scheduled meetings that are they're supposed to be held at the same place, the same location. And part of the reason for that is for the Open Meetings Act. That way people can plan on where a meeting is going to be from the start of the year when we advertise. We advertise at the start of the year, this is when our meetings are going to be, and this is the location they're going to be at. And so it allows people to know, okay, it's the first and the third Tuesday, it starts at 9 o'clock, and it's going to be at the county administration building. Then that way the public can rely on when that meeting is and where it's going to be at. And I think that's part of the reason why the law says that the meeting should be held at the county seat, except for in special circumstances. And again, my opinion, along with USIP and UAC's opinion, is that those special circumstances are when there's a special need for a public a public hearing or something of that nature with regards to a specific area of the county. And so that's what my position has been to the county commission. Is that that was my opinion about the proper way of handling that situation. And there's no other, let me just be clear, there's no other reason for me to say that other than that's my reading of the law and the other sources that I went to get some additional information and to get some additional insight told me the same thing. And so that's my position, strictly based off of the law. Ideally, in San Juan County, with how big it is, I think the school board has a good thing going where they rotate around. Unfortunately, my reading of state law doesn't allow for that for the county commission. I don't disagree with you on that. But
So if that's the case, then if the public meeting and commission meeting is one and the same, why separate and have it in two locations?
you would schedule a public hearing for instance, for Spanish Valley, you would schedule it on a different day and a different time. It wouldn't be on the first or third Tuesday. It would be on a Thursday or a Friday or Monday or whenever else in order to have a special public hearing. It would have to be advertised in advance, and all of those other rules would come into play. If you have any questions, like I said, I think the meeting with the AG's office, I will let you know when that meeting will take place, and I think it will be beneficial for all involved to go to that and hear what they have to say and get some questions answered, because we have told them that they may have a lot of questions asked, and so for them to be prepared to answer questions as well. And as always, if you have any additional questions as you read through this, or if you read through my statement that I've given to you for today's meeting, reach out to me and let's find a time that we can meet, and I'd be happy to talk.
And all of that you have in there?
All of this?
No.
But yeah, and the stuff that's in here as well. The one thing that I will reiterate is I'm still wondering, and I would like some direction from the commission as to what you mean by key filings in each of these cases, because that is a changing, it's a moving target. And so if you could give me some idea of what it is that you're looking for, I'll be happy to do that. Some of these cases take up 4 banker boxes in the archives. And so I don't think you want me to cart in a truckload of documents, and if that's what you want, then we can do that.
Some of these cases, I have a general question.
Yeah.
Some of these cases, how much has the county spent?
So on
$1,
so on these cases, when I was going through it,
500,000.
when I was going through it, there's
So I could have some understanding as to how much the county has spent on some of these cases. These cases have been just going on.
some of them haven't been going on very long. Some of them have been going on. The oldest one is the Southern Utah Wilderness Alliance versus Larson and Burke, which is also called the Resource Management Plan case. Kane County is involved, as well as San Juan County. That one is the oldest, but it has been going on since 2011. Right after that would be the redistricting case that is in front of the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, and that one has been going on since 2012. Other than those two cases, the rest of them are fairly new, meaning that they're probably less than 7 years old. Some of them are less than that.
What about the Mountain State?
So that one is costing San Juan County absolutely nothing.
There has not been a single penny spent by San Juan County with Mountain States Legal. They're a non-profit. That's why we selected them, was because when that decision was made with the previous commission, was they had a good reputation for what the commission wanted to achieve, and they are a nonprofit. They take donations from donors, and so they don't send us a bill. There has not been a single penny of San Juan County's money sent to Mountain States Legal in that case. That's another reason why I think it would be beneficial to wait for the Utah Bar and maybe even an opinion from the Utah Attorney General to make the right decision so that the county doesn't open itself up to litigation, because it's currently not costing the county budget, the county citizens anything in that case. And that case will be going on for years. And so,
how many of your engagement are the advisors from the Mountain State?
one. So there are 11 cases. There are 11 cases that are contained in there, and of those, 1, 2, just a second, 3. So 3 of the 11 cases that are in there are not costing San Juan County anything. Nor have they, nor will they cost San Juan County anything.
How much have we paid Mr. Bowles?
So then with and then a lot of the cases, if you look at your spreadsheet that's in there, a lot of the cases are just waiting for let's see, well, I'll count them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the 11 cases are currently in front of an appellate, whether it's the Utah Supreme Court, whether it's the Court of Appeals, whether it's the Federal Court of Appeals, waiting for decisions. So 8 of the 11 cases that are in there could foreseeably be done without any additional money being spent by San Juan County as well, because of where they're at in the situation. It's possible that they would get appealed again and there would be some more money, but 8 of the 11 cases are in front of a court of some sort waiting for an opinion. And so that's where they're at. If you have any additional questions, I'm happy to answer them for you.
No, I don't think so.
Well, as you read through it, you may have some questions, and I would be more than happy to answer them for you. I will, when I get back to the office, I will. So remind me, Commissioner Gray Eyes, what was it that you wanted the written legal opinion on the conflict of interest? Mm-hmm. Okay, I will do that, and then I will also follow up with the commission on the AG's office schedule. So let's see if we can get that scheduled and a date and time. And any other questions that you have as you go through this, I'd be happy to meet with you.
How much longer are you going to be waiting to get your answer from the Bar Association?
I don't know. I would have hoped that I would have had a decision by now. They've had it for a month, give or take. And I don't know. That's an area that I don't have any. I asked them when I sent it to them. I told them that that I would like it to be expedited. I would like them to get an opinion to me as quickly as possible. And they acknowledged the receipt of it. They acknowledged that I had requested for it to be expedited. But I don't know. It's in their hands. I could certainly email them again and ask them where it's at. I don't have a problem doing that. Would you, and maybe try to get a timeline. I can do that, and I will email you a response to that as well. But it's kind of in their hands. I don't know how long it will take them. But I did request specifically, both in the letter and in the email, that it be expedited. So I can follow up with you on that. Okay. I appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, let me know. Kelly, do you want me to give Bruce's to you to hold on to, or do you want me to just wait until I see him?
Yeah, just wait.
Okay.
Natalie.
Juan.
So I just wanted to follow up with an update on our office. We had our Tourism Tax Advisory Board meeting this past week. We're currently discussing a co-op and cafeteria grant program. In the past, our office had a marketing grant program that we used, and it just didn't quite seem to fit with what the needs were within the communities, and so we're expanding that out now. We'll have another meeting in April with the board, and then we'll be rolling out that grant program for communities to buy into to help them with their tourism marketing efforts in June. I've been meeting with the Small Business Administration regarding their partnership with the USDA. They're currently in a 10-year partnership with them to help develop rural programs throughout the region. Just a couple dates I wanted to put out in front of the commission was on September 5th. SBA will be coming through with a roadshow visit to Moab, but we've requested that they come down into San Juan County as well, just to discuss their programming and kind of reevaluate how they share their programs with the communities. Roadshows don't seem to be the ideal way for our community members and our business owners to understand how all the programs work. So we're talking about doing more one-on-one discussions based off of the needs of businesses in the region. They're also very interested in working collaboratively with how we can help the Utah Navajo businesses as well as within White Mesa with the Ute businesses. A fiber update. We attended the White Mesa meeting. There's still a few allottees that we're waiting on to try to sign off, just to allow permission for Emory Telecom to come in with their initial assessment of what they'll need to do to add the fiber in. This section's really important because it's what will connect the fiber line from Blanding to Bluff and into the phase 1 and phase 2 of the UETN project. So that's where any support could be extended from the county commission, as far as if there's anyone within. I forwarded on an email with all the allottees and their names, if there's anyone on that list that you know of.
Would you be looking for?
Just an expression to the allottees to help them understand what fiber will do within their community and help with what it will help for the future of their community as well. The allottees at the meeting, it was really interesting at that Saturday meeting. The concern that a lot of them had was from the older generation, and saying that, well, fiber and this expansive broadband will only allow for our kids to go to the community centers and to the schools and to play video games. We don't see any other value beyond that. And so really trying to express to them that there is additional value besides just that entertainment aspect, but it will, coming into the schools, it will help with school programming, it will help with future job training, and it will help with keeping their youth in the community and hopefully looking for future job growth in the community as well. So instead of exporting our kids, maybe they can stay in the region. So that's kind of the support we're looking for. It's hard because it's based off of the allottees, and so just needing their approval to allow for it to go through. Perspective on that, there won't be any land disturbance for it. Emory's looked at it, and all of it will go through the power lines. So it's all primarily aerial construction for that specific section. And so that's another kind of a positive for that. So there isn't any land disturbance. Another thing with fiber is that UETN would like to reach out, and Commissioner Gray Eyes, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but Natasan, the community school down in Navajo Mountain.
Right.
At the last commission meeting, you'd expressed that there was a concern about not getting the fiber connectivity into the community schools, that it was just going to the district schools. And so UETN's interested in going down to Navajo Mountain and meeting with the community school and discussing how we can partner to get the fiber into that community school as well. There should be an email in your inbox from UETN discussing that, and then setting up a meeting to visit with you and with the director, Ray Timothy, as well as Mr. Gray Mountain. Sorry.
Meeting with who?
With UETN, Utah Education and Telehealth Network, to help get fiber into some of the community schools. that wasn't just one thing that you'd expressed a concern of at the last commission meeting. So just following up on that, that they would like to do that and they'd like to extend that invitation.
The missing part is the community.
Correct.
You didn't mention that.
And the
high school, the school district, Navajo High School will obviously get their fiber capability or connection. There's a question whether to extend that service to the community school, not our community school, which remains, there's no written, only a question, possibly. Possibility is there, that's all. Nobody has committed themselves.
so that's what
Not even the people or the company that's going to oversee it, or the education. Beyond that, I want to see if it could be extended to the public. So what's happening is, if it's just limited to the school district or the community school, and then these students go home and they're offline. Either not to continue, that's where the video game comes in, for that opportunity to open up. If that also gives them an opportunity to connect and do their homework.
I agree. So a couple of things in your point, if I can respond to them. One thing you said was a commitment to the Natasan Community School. This meeting with UETN would initiate that commitment. It would initiate the process in entering into that commitment between the community school and the Utah Education Telehealth Network. In regards to getting...
There's nothing written.
Currently, there isn't anything written.
There's nothing written. That's all I can go by is a written commitment,
But-
not a verbal commitment, which
But this
evaporates.
this meeting would allow to create that written commitment. So we need to have this meeting to establish the written commitment.
I need to receive it right in front of me.
But okay, I'll forward that on to UETN and let them know. But the email currently, if we could respond to that email to them to let them know of our interest in extending it to community schools. And that should, he said that was in
Yeah.
both of your emails.
So I would like to see that.
And then the second response was in regards to extending it to the communities. This initial project with UETN is to create a backbone foundation, and then working with the private telecom companies such as Emory Telecom to then branch off of that through USDA grants and a few other funding sources to then extend it into the communities. But before we can get it into the communities, we have to establish a backbone. The last thing I have is just a discussion about the Community Reinvestment Agency that you'll be discussing later in the meeting. I didn't know if there was any further questions about that. It came to the February 5th meeting to talk about it. But aside from that, I don't have anything else.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great.
Marjorie? Need more chair?
Okay.
All right, yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, they have.
My name is Margie Mehmet. I'm the Southern Region Extension Director for Utah State University, and I'm very pleased to be here. I'm sorry I missed commission meeting last month when we had Paige introduced as the new county director for San Juan County Extension, and also introduced Reagan White-Salusi as the new Ag, Natural Resources, and 4-H faculty here in San Juan County. I had a medical family emergency which I was attending to, and so I appreciate the opportunity of being here today and being able to meet you, and also to just thank you for your participation with Utah State University in providing education and outreach to the residents of San Juan County, and we hope to be able to continue this relationship, this strong partnership in the future. We are happy to provide you with regular updates of our performance and the opportunities that we are able to collaborate with community entities to provide these services to individuals and families in San Juan County. Extension and San Juan County has a unique partnership, as with all counties in the state, and the history of that goes clear back to 1862 when when Congress enacted a bill to pass that each state in the nation was provided a land-grant university where education, higher education, could be provided to everyone, not just those people that had wealth and the money to be able to afford to do that. So the land-grant institution in Utah is Utah State University, and in 1914 another act was passed that provided established extension, and that's where we came into the picture, where the university, that land-grant institution, provided not only teaching and research, but also extension, which brought the scientific research-based information out to every county, to every person. And historically that started out as agriculture and home economics, and has expanded to be in all fields, helping to improve the quality of life for individuals, no matter where they lived, whether it was a metropolis area in Utah or a rural, remote location. So with that said, I'd just like to also tell you that we thank you for your partnership with our Memorandum of Understanding, where the university provides the faculty salaries, and the county in that cooperative agreement provides the facility for the faculty to operate. They provide the staff support and also the operating budget. And this is a great partnership. We have Reagan and Paige as our faculty here from the university, and they provide information and education in agriculture, natural resources, 4-H youth development, family and consumer sciences. We are very interested in economic development, and we want to help with building capacity in San Juan County. Now, we go about it a little bit different. We're not going out and trying to bring businesses into the community, but when I talk about economic development, I want to just mention that our position is that we are going about it from developing our youth, and that is building community capacity as we help our youth learn skills to develop those career pathways that will help them to be contributing members of society. They have the opportunity to develop important skills, especially in rural Utah. We can collaborate and partner with the Rural Online Initiative, which, as you know, is a legislative initiative where we're trying to help with economic capacity, building that, revitalizing rural Utah. And as we help these youth to develop computer science skills, coding, we help them to incorporate and learn STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math skills. They develop this computational thinking approach, which helps them to be career ready and able to provide those skills, obtain jobs, and they can come back after they have received education. They can come back to San Juan County and they can live here and have an excellent well-paying job, increase that community capacity, that economic base, and provide that opportunity for their families to be raised here in San Juan County. So we appreciate this opportunity, and I just wanted to say that on behalf of Dr. Ken White, our Vice President for Extension, he is happy that we are able to come and meet with new commissioners and to be able to extend that thanks to you and relay the message that we are committed to continuing that relationship and doing all that we can to increasing the education information that, for individuals and families here in San Juan County to help improve quality of life and to provide those services. As you find that you're serving the same people that we are here in San Juan County, as you do needs assessment and find that you need help in certain circumstances where you might see that there are critical issues that you would like some assistance with, please feel free to talk to Paige or Reagan in the Extension office. You know, we have many things going on right now where we have families that are trying to make ends meet, needing financial help to manage their finances, learn skills and tools, practice these so that they can make their money last till the end of the month, provide nutritious meals for their family. And how do they do that? The opportunity to have the agriculture and family and consumer science team up together provides that continuum from the field where the food is produced and gets it all the way to the table. And we provide that education and help to families. You also are not unique here in San Juan County. Across the nation, we have issues like opioid abuse. And we have a huge epidemic that we are focusing on: mental health, health and wellness, suicide prevention. Those issues are not unique to San Juan County. We're working with that. So this healthy lifestyle education, helping families with relationship education, and all of the other things that I've mentioned, helping youth with leadership skills and the tools that they can become contributing members of society. Those are all things that we provide education and opportunities for that learn by doing experience in the Extension office. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you in a nutshell, and ask if you have any questions for me as I'm here visiting with you today.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a great job, and we do appreciate that. And every now and then I will probably, or Willie and I, or Bruce will stop on by just to pay a visit. And we do appreciate that.
Great. And we thank you, and like I said, we are committed to providing this important service, and we'll give you updates periodically so that you know, and we'll invite you to know what we're doing and the results that we're getting, and we'll invite you to different activities and events so that you have that first-hand experience as well. And we're very welcoming of your input and your wisdom and advice, and also your requests as we work towards serving the people of San Juan County. So I appreciate your willingness to meet with me today and with my faculty here, and I'm very pleased with their support and the things that they're doing, and we hope you have a great rest of the day and look forward to meeting with you again.
We hope so.
Any other questions?
We have at Nuts on Appleman meeting on Saturday. This coming Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And regular chapter meeting on the 20th. Do a presentation.
I think just for time being and getting on the agenda, I think it'd probably have to be for a later month. Just my experience working with other chapters in the communities.
That's the reason why I said 19. I mean, this Saturday is the planning meeting.
Oh, it's the planning meeting this Saturday.
So
okay.
That's open, so you could be on the agenda for the 20th.
Okay, I'll keep that date in mind. My schedule is a little busy. I'm trying to finish up my education at the same time of starting this new job. So April is kind of really booked for me, but that is on my plan to go around to the communities that I have worked with.
Your boss says.
And my boss too.
It's up to your boss.
Well, we are very happy, just to give you an update, to tell you a little bit more about Reagan's situation. We hired her as she is finishing her master's degree, so we're very pleased that she accepted the position. And we are very encouraging of her to finish that degree and on the timeline provided. But we are definitely, we want to make sure that we accommodate and do what we can to make those connections so that we can serve all members of the communities in the county. So we'll look forward to seeing if, what we can do to make those connections and attend those meetings.
Good.
I'm familiar with the land grant related, so I know the Net College at Saline has a land grant also.
Yes.
So, and I've been reading about it all the way back.
Yeah, that's great.
You indicated 1862.
Yes, 1862, and then 1914 with the extension and establishment of that that third leg of the mission of the land grant. And also one other thing that's unique and wonderful about San Juan County is for those people that are looking for the opportunity for higher education, we all know that you don't have to leave the county because we've got the Utah State University Blanding campus right here, and that is available, and we do partner and collaborate on projects and events and activities so that we can be most effective. So just wanted to mention that as well. And also, please feel free to contact me at any time. And I'll leave you with my business card. And I think that Paige provided you with a pamphlet last month. I don't know if you still have that, but if you want another one, I brought those with me as well. That provides just kind of an overview of all the things that Extension provides. So thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. This is my current card.
There. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get to shake your hand. Just take the dated card.
Jerry McNeely.
Quick. Greetings from Grand County, north, San Juan's north.
Knuckles.
Knuckles?
Knuckles.
Come on, Willie, you can do it. Doesn't
Get into
hurt.
the groove.
No, that's not
Gotta get
it.
some air stirring around.
Old-fashioned
We
way.
gotta get some
Back
air
more.
stirring, Willie. So
Okay,
you want
Jerry.
short and sweet? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
That would be good.
Road is good, I assume.
What? What did he say, Kenneth?
He's assuming that the road is good.
Yes, the road was great. You're making fun of me, Willie. That's because I don't like your snow. Tourists, we got tourists now, so.
Yeah, and they're running all over, huh?
Oh, buddy. Be careful what you wish for.
Beer parties at every cranny, huh?
Worse than that, buddy. You can't even get to Main Street. Okay, board meetings that I had, that I went to, I'll just give a, I don't know if you need to even hear these, but I'm on the Housing Authority Board. We had a meeting there on the Housing Authority, which we do have a project in Blanding, Willie, so I'll give you some updates on it when we're about ready to finish that up, and we'll probably have an open house, so I'll get with you. I went to, on Thursday, I went to AOG with Bruce, which was just a regular meeting, nothing really drastic happened, and etc. Sitla, I met with Brian Torgerson, and he told me to make sure everybody knew that the free camping on the airport was in existence due to the fact that people were hearing that they were not letting the free camping. And this is a big time for them to camp on that old airport. For our tourists and the Jeep Safari and all that. I mean, it loads up. And
Where is that?
it's, you know where Kent's Lake is?
Spanish Valley.
Spanish Valley, San Juan, Spanish Valley. Very, very north. You and Kenneth need to come down one time, and I'll show you the area down there, so you can be a little bit
I
familiar with
assume
it.
it's against the cliffs close to it,
Yeah,
on the north side.
yeah. It'd be this side of Pack Creek, about 2 miles.
Yeah.
And you'd go right by it when you went to Pack Creek
Yeah.
Ranch. Okay. Anyway, it's open. It looks like it might not be because we have our sewer pipe and stuff being stored there. But they made another entrance so that you're not disturbing the pipe, and they come in from the other. And what it does, it's all paved. It's old pavement, so the campers really, the big motorhomes and stuff that come in during the Jeep Safari, that's their mainstay right there. So it's a big deal for that to stay open as a free camping area. So it's a big deal for San Juan.
Wow.
San Juan, they're still working on our easements. You know, we're trying to get 2 new roads built there at on the Tangerine Lane area, which is also in everything we're talking about is pretty much in that little area around that airport stuff in Kent's Lake, just to give you a heads up. And Sitla Land Exchange, you know, that they're trying to get the ground. Brian made this little map for me, so you guys could take a little look at it. The black line that's drawn there is what they're going to exchange for, and that, if you don't know that area, that's right below bottom of Blue Hill. Just as you come off the bottom of the hill, that's the sections, 2 sections right there. Be probably, let's say, kind of one would, both of them would be probably west of the highway as you come down off of Blue Hill. You can see the road coming through there. They kind of split it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, how you tell it now is on Sitla land you can do camping. On BLM you can't. So on one side of the road, the east side of the road will be the camping, and on the west side of the road there won't be any because that's BLM still right now, and they don't allow camping there. That's how you kind of tell where this is, and they're trying to pick that up, and probably will before it's over with. He wanted me to bring that up to you, just so you'd know that they were trying to do that. Let's see. Well, we discussed your solar panels a little bit. He didn't have really too much to say other than he wanted you guys to know that when they figured it all up, there would probably be between $2 and $4 million worth of taxes involved in that whole project. And you got to see that's where they kind of come from. You know how they do their stuff. So he just wanted me to throw that out to you. Meaning they are thinking about it, but how hard, you know. Okay, BLM. BLM is still kind of hard to get into. I have a hard time, but anyway, the recreation, they wanted to tell. I did get to talk to the recreation lady, and the recreation is up this year, and they estimate for San Juan County 2.98 million tourists is what they're estimating for the summer's out. And they're also working on an ATV trail in the Black Ridge area, which the Black Ridge area is when you come into the Hole in Rock area and you look up there and that microwave station is setting up there.
Yeah.
That's the Black Ridge, and there's ATVs, and they want to come off of that and bring it down to the bottom into Brown's Hole. From Brown's Hole, they tie it into over towards LaSalle, and then can tie it into to the Hook and Ladder Trail, which is one of the big main trails in San Juan County. And the Hook and Ladder Trail starts on Charlie Steen's Road up from 191 up about 3 miles. There's a big parking and unloading area, and that's where the Hook and Ladder, and so they're trying to tie that all together. Once they get it tied into the Brown's Hole area, they can also tie it into the loop that comes out of Colorado. They got a big loop that comes out of Colorado, and they comes around and then ties in around the top side of LaSalle and comes across through Brown's Hole and then ties in. Is that as clear as mud for those who?
It is.
Yeah. That's why you need to come down, and I'll take you around. Okay, and this Black Ridges, that's one of Bob Turley's big deals. This is a big deal for Bob. They're having another oil and gas sale. Was put up March 25th is when the start was. Nick probably has something more on this. They didn't give me too much, but anyway, there's 9 leased parcels that are in San Juan County out of that. 19, I mean, of leased parcels out of that. On that, so that's pretty good compared to what we did on the other one.
Yeah.
And they give me special recreation permits. They said there was 8 new ones and 25 renewals, but they didn't tell me whether it was river or what it was. And so until I get that information, I just throw that out to you, and then I'll get an update when the people that told me find out what it is, because I asked them and they don't know right then, so then they'll get the information to me. So it's kind of hard sometimes getting the information you guys really need. And the other than that, they're working on your Bears Ears monument area, and they'll be working on that forever. Lance is why I can't meet with Lance a lot of times, because he's up here meeting with what's going on. The grazing, due to the drought last year, they're working on the grazing, but they feel that with all the precip that we've had in the last little bit, that's going to help out a lot, and they won't be doing any drastic cutting and changing of grazing permits because of the precip we've had at this time. Forest Service, I've been having a hard time getting into this Forest Service, but their biggest deal is now is, the Geyser Pass is one of the biggest recreation wintertime things going on in San Juan County. And so it gets a lot of people, and they're having a hard time keeping it open. It's like they had to close it about 2 weekends ago. They closed it and couldn't open it up till they got in some large equipment to plow the snow, because the snow is really deep up there. And when they did finally get the large equipment in there, they made the parking lot bigger. And they like me to tell you this so it'll get out to the public who uses that kind of stuff. The parking area is made a lot bigger, and they widened the road to about 60, 70 feet, so you can, because of the deep snow, if you get off the edge, you're gone, and then you're stuck. So, and the people are going back and forth all the time. So that's a big deal for that Geyser Pass area. And I said they brought in new equipment to handle that. Parking lot's wider. And then they're working on the things they're working on, but very slowly, because they're also working on your Bears Ears stuff, is the wilderness area that they were doing on the LaSalles, the new wilderness, which, and open site camping, working on it very slowly. I gave them a map a long time ago, and it's still trickling through. we got some problems with Nyland's easement. He lives, he has a cabin up around Dark Canyon Lake, and we've been working on that because they want to change some stuff, and you can't even get to it now, but it's brought up, so it's out there. Let's see. That's about all for that. And then I had a meeting, a water board meeting with Grand County Water and Sewer, which I'm on the board with that. And
How did that go?
it went really good. I had some little maps I wanted to show you about them. Maybe I just lost them. Oh, here they are. Remember when I was discussing Ken's Lake, Willie, and told you it was good fishing and stuff? You need to get your little butt down there and do some fishing. Well, this is it. There ain't too many fish in it right now because it's just a little bit low. In fact, it dried up last year. But they do a graph on it for you guys, which I'll be bringing in every, we get 2 graphs a month, so I can bring them into you. Now, the main thing on this is you look at the percent of average, and then the saturation. See the difference between the saturation on this one? This is what, March 21st? That's the last time we had a meeting. You see the 40% versus clear down to last year of 12%. So that's what you're looking for on this little chart. And then you can see where the little green line is against the blue line. The blue line is when the lake actually went dry, or below it wasn't dry because they got to keep so much water in it, but it goes below the gate. So now we're just with the little green line, you can see we're just a little bit above the gate. So what that tells you is we got a lot of snow on the mountain, but it's not melting and not coming in. Mm-hmm. And when it does come in, we have to let 3 second feet of water go on through Mill Creek and on into the Colorado River no matter what. So what we hope for is the snow melt is very, very slow. Takes all summer long, say, to melt it would be perfect and fill up the lake and just keep it full. And that's what we try for here. I tried to keep accumulative snow for this, but as far as I got it counting up all my figures, because it snowed so damn much, was about, I had 91, you're about 100 and I would say 65 inches of snow on the LaSalle Mountains. And that's a rough guess because I had 91 once, and then I got a new 36, and then I got a new 2, and then I got a new 10. So I'm just giving you that. And that's about all I got for you guys today. Is that fast enough and it's good enough? If you need me, holler.
Very good.
If you ever want to go on a tour,
Go fishing.
call me. Bring your fishing pole, Willie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you how to catch a big bass.
Cheap looking fish.
Does that sound all right? Anything you need? Anything you're questioning? You don't want to put me on the hot seat or nothing?
Well, okay.
God, I'm disappointed. You just want me to get the hell out of here, huh?
Get the hell out of here.
Okay, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jerry.
Appreciate it.
Good work. Nick Sandberg.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nick.
Jerry mentioned I think he was referring to the March of this year oil and gas lease sale. And basically, all the parcels that were in San Juan County have been deferred to the September sale. The only parcels that were sold in the March sale were, I think, Vernal, and I can't remember what other area, but San Juan County did not have any. The reason for that deferral is to allow additional NEPA work on those parcels before they are put up for lease. The Lisbon Valley Mine Pit Expansion Project, on that's related to that, BLM is finalizing the treatment plan for cultural resources for that action. And there's a conference call this Thursday that I'll participate on, as San Juan County is a consulting party on that effort. And as far as the forest plan goes, updates on that, there is an interdisciplinary team meeting on April the 11th, and I'll participate in that as we have done in the past. I think that meeting will deal with monitoring plans and wilderness evaluation. And then I believe you saw, I think I sent you a copy of the update for the Bears Ears Monument Plan. That has been delayed now so that input can be taken from the advisory committee. And that advisory committee, those appointments should be announced within the coming weeks, was the latest I got on that. So that Bears Ears plan will be delayed somewhat to allow that consultation with the advisory committee. And that's all I've got for you this morning.
Well, thank you, Nick.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, down to resolutions. Bruce resolution. We have one resolution. Can you read that into the record?
Yeah. Resolution supporting employment opportunities for county residents throughout the continued operations of Cayena Mine or Black Mesa in Arizona. Whereas San Juan County is the body public of the state of Utah, having a population of roughly 16,000 residents. Whereas as of January 2019, the unemployment rate in San Juan County was at 8.1 compared to the state unemployment rate of 3.2 and the national rate of 4%. And whereas employment opportunities for San Juan County residents, especially for those in the southern part of the county, are limited, and this contributes to San Juan County's higher than average unemployment rate. Whereas the Cayena coal mine on Black Mesa in Arizona sits on the largest coal deposit in the United States at 21 billion tons of coal, worth somewhere near $100 billion, and is the sole mine feeding the Navajo generating station. And whereas San Juan County residents, especially on the southern end of the county, derive employment opportunities from the continued operations of the Cayena mine or Black Mesa in Arizona. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of San Juan County Commission enters as follows. The San Juan County supports employment opportunities for county residents through the continued operation of the Cayena coal mine on Black Mesa in Arizona, and would suffer economically if the Navajo generating station is closed, because that closure will force the closure of the Cayena mine on Black Mesa.
Okay. I think this is one of the resolutions that Bruce was talking about. I don't have any problem with that, and I think, do you have anything to add to that?
No, with it just being a work meeting, it will come back, obviously,
Yeah.
so if we have any comments.
Yeah.
He had a second one, do you want me to read that?
Yeah, go ahead and go for the second one.
Make sure I'm not reading the exact same one. Hold on one second. Okay. Resolution supporting employment opportunities for county residents through the continued operations of the Navajo generating station. San Juan County is whereas San Juan County is the body politic of the state of Utah, having a population of nearly 16,000 residents. Whereas as of January 2009, the unemployment rate of the county is 8.1 compared to the state employment rate of 3.2 and the national rate of 4.4%. Whereas employment opportunities for San Juan County residents, especially for those of the southern part of the county, are limited and contribute to the San Juan County's higher than average employment rate. Whereas the Navajo generating station, a power plant located on the Navajo and Hopi reservation, is slated to be closed later this year. Whereas the Navajo generating station is powered by coal provided solely by the Cayena coal mine on Black Mesa in Arizona. Whereas San Juan County residents, especially on the southern end of the county, derive
employment opportunities from the continued operations of the Navajo generating station and would suffer economically from its closings. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of San Juan County Commissioners as follows. The San Juan County supports employment opportunities for county residents through the continued operations of the Navajo generating station.
Thank you. Those are the two resolutions that will be presented at the next commissioners meeting, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, you have any question?
Correction. Where it says Navajo and Hopi Reservation. It's only on the Navajo Nation generating station, not the Hopi.
Okay. We can
So
change that.
Is
Somebody
that the one on the page?
Yeah. This is coal mine, right?
No.
Mine, Black Mesa.
Did it talk Hopi?
That does tie into the Hopi.
Black Mesa is part of the Hopi, but the generating station and Page is all Navajo.
Okay, so we need to take
So-
Hopi out of the
Yeah.
generating
Yeah.
station. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go down to the next one.
Resolution authorizing San Juan County to file a lawsuit against the San Juan County Attorney Kendall Laws related to his failure to comply with the lawful directives of the county as stated in the resolutions 2019-04 and 2019-06. And further authorizing the chairman of the San Juan County Commission to retain outside counsel to bring the lawsuit. Whereas San Juan County Attorney Kendall Laws has a history that raises legitimate questions concerning his actions as the county attorney and as the son of Kelly Laws, who was a candidate for the County Commission District Seat 2. In 2018, the county attorney participated in and directed an unlawful investigation in the residence status of Willie Gray Eyes. He was aware of the unlawful and unconstitutional scheme to remove Mr. Gray Eyes as a candidate for the County Commission District 2 seat, and he made a baseless request to the Davis County Attorney to initiate criminal action against Mr. Gray Eyes. Whereas in November 2018, the San Juan County Commissioners elected Kenneth Maryboy and Willie Gray Eyes requested the County Attorney Kendall to prepare a comprehensive inventory to civil litigation in which the county is a party. Whereas the county attorney declined to prepare the requested inventory, stating that he was too busy. Whereas the San Juan County Commission, acting in the official capacity, approved Resolution 2019-04, directing the county attorney to immediately prepare a comprehensive inventory of civil litigation in which the county is a party and submit that inventory to the commission. Whereas the litigation inventory is essential for the governance of the county, as it is believed the county has exhausted its financial reserves in the last 4 to 5 years through expenditures of up to $5 million in legal fees to outside attorneys for civil litigation. Whereas the county attorney has failed to and refused to prepare the requested litigation inventory, and consequently the county commission remains unaware of the civil cases in which the county is a party, including who represents the county, the nature of the scope of the representation agreements, how the agreements were approved by the county, the fees and costs incurred of the county for this representation, and the potential future liability under these agreements. Whereas the resolution 2019-05, the county changed the direction of the matters concerning the Bears Ears National Monument, rescinding prior actions taken in support of the unlawful reduction of the monument and calling for its restoration. Whereas in resolution 2019-06, consistent with the position taken by the county in resolution 2019-05, the county directed the county attorney to terminate the county's relationship with Mountain States Legal Foundation and withdraw the county from litigation concerning Bears Ears National Monument. Whereas the county attorney has failed to report to the county commission on this compliance with resolution 2019-06, despite repeated inquiries from the chairman of the commission. Whereas on March 25th, the attorneys for the Mountain States Legal Foundation, Zonetta Brown and David C. McDonald, acting as disregarded the resolution filed a consolidated reply brief to the interveners state of Utah, San Juan County American Farm Bureau Federation, and Utah Farm Bureau Federation supporting federal defendants' motion to dismiss, stating that they are directed by an unidentified county official and they need not withdraw the county from the cases. Whereas it is apparent that the county attorney has not complied with the directives contained in Resolution 2019-06. Whereas the Utah Supreme Court has outlined the remedies that the county may persuade a county attorney refuses to take actions directed by the county as client through an official action of the county commission in Salt Lake County Commission versus Salt Lake County Attorney, including attempting to meet with the county attorney to informally resolve differences, but also include filing a lawsuit such as a declaratory judgment action to compel compliance by the county attorney. Whereas the chairman of the commission has attempted to meet with the county attorney to discuss his failure to comply with the lawful directives of the county, but this effort has been unsuccessful. Whereas the county commission concludes that the county attorney has made clear that he will not comply with the lawful directives of the county, that filing a lawsuit in the manner outlined in Salt Lake County Commission versus Salt Lake County Attorney is the only way to obtain his compliance concerning Resolution 2019-04 and Resolution 2019-06, and furthermore is the only way to ensure his compliance in the future. San Juan County, therefore be it resolved, San Juan County is authorized to file suit against the San Juan County Attorney, Kendall Laws, due to his failure to comply with the lawful directives of the county contained in Resolution 2019-04 and 2019-06. The authorized suit may be for any remedy contemplated in Salt Lake County Commission versus Salt Lake County Attorney, as well as any other remedy available in law or equities, such as an action for mandamus or the removal from elected office pursuant to Utah Code. The chairman of the commission is authorized to retain outside legal counsel to pursue a lawsuit against the county attorney on behalf of the county. The chairman of the commission is also authorized in his sole discretion to file a complaint with the Utah Office of Professional Conduct against the county attorney. This resolution shall become immediately in full effect of the date it is approved.
Next one.
You might have to read. Yeah, what is the next one?
Resolution requesting that the state auditor review contracts.
Resolution requesting the state auditor to review contracts with the invoices paid to outside legal counsel and to review the San Juan County's attorney's supervision of all outside counsel representation. And whereas San Juan County is the party of various civil cases, whereas during the past 10 years, San Juan County Attorney has entered into contracts with various outside firms and attorneys to represent San Juan County in these various civil cases. Whereas these contracts with various outside law firms and attorneys have cost and continue to cost the county millions of dollars in legal fees. Whereas one of the biggest problems facing the county is rising cost of fees for outside legal counsel who represent the county in these civil cases. Whereas one member of the county commission, Bruce Adams, recently appeared before the Utah Legislative Committee requesting the state allocated funds to pay $1.5 million of San Juan County's outstanding legal fees owed by the outside counsel. Whereas, as is true of any client, the county through its commission need to be fully informed that their supervision and oversight of the various outside counsel by the San Juan County Attorney. Whereas the San Juan County Commission has sole authority to choose the legal options to be pursued by the county as expressed through official actions of the commission, whereas San Juan County Attorney Kendall Laws is required to implement and directives of his client. San Juan County, as those directives are expressed in official actions of the county commission. See Salt Lake County Commission versus Salt Lake County Attorney. Whereas the county, therefore, an official action of the San Juan County Commission, San Juan County Resolution 2019-04 directed the county attorney to provide a comprehensive inventory of all civil litigation to the county, which is the county is a party, including a summary of the current status of the case, copies of the representative agreement, and contracts between the outside counsel and the county, copies of the invoices which perform such counsel from January 2018 through the present date. Whereas San Juan County Attorney has failed to comply with the official action of the San Juan County Commission and was not provided the requested information pursuant to San Juan County Resolution 2019-04. Whereas the county is concerned that the county attorney may have entered into outside attorney contracts without proper authorization and has not supervised the work of outside counsel in the manner required by state law and provisions ethics. Whereas the state auditor pursuant to Utah Code 63-3-1 can initiate audits for or investigation and determine honest and integrity in fiscal affairs, accuracy and reliability of financial statements, effectiveness and adequacy of financial controls and compliance with the law. San Juan County, therefore, let it be resolved, San Juan County requests that the state auditor conduct an audit and investigate of the outside legal contracts entered into the San Juan County Attorney and ascertain compliance with the law, including adequacy of financial controls and professional supervision of outside counsel from 2019 through the present date. You want to read one?
Go ahead.
Resolution terminating the representation of San Juan County by the Mountain States Legal Foundation and William Perry Penley and Hopi Tribe, Donald Trump, case number, I won't go through all the cases, and directing that no further payment shall be made for the services rendering the Mountain States Legal Foundation, William Perry Penley, after the date of the resolution. Whereas San Juan County has filed various pleading in 3 cases filed in the United States District for the District of Columbia, the cases are as follows: Hopi Tribe versus Donald Trump, Utah Dene Bikea versus Donald Trump, Natural Resource Defense Council versus Donald Trump. The county represented in these cases by the Mountain States Legal Foundation and William Perry Penley. Whereas San Juan County Commission has received in this position regarding the Bears Ears National Monument and no longer support an unlawful reduction of the monument to President Donald Trump. And whereas in San Juan County Commission Resolution 2019-06, the Commission directed the county attorney to file a motion to withdraw San Juan County from the case and to terminate the representation agreement between the county and Mountain States Legal Foundation and William Perry Penley. Whereas on March 15, 2019, attorney for the Mountain States Legal Foundation, Zonetta Brown and David C. McDonald, acting in disregard of Resolution 2019-06, filed a consolidated reply brief of interventors, State of Utah, San Juan County, American Farm Bureau Federation, and Utah Farm Bureau Federation, supporting federal defendants' motion to dismiss, stating that they are directed by an unidentified county official and they need not withdraw the county from the case. Whereas it is apparent that the county attorney and Mountain States Legal Foundation have not complied with the directive contained in Resolution 2019-06. Whereas a client has an absolute right to discharge a lawyer at any time with or without cause as stated in Rule 1.16, Comment 4, Utah Rule of Professional Conduct. Whereas Mountain States Legal Foundation represents San Juan County in the cases that the county is the client, in the cases it is the commission through official action taken by resolution that speaks for the client, not an unidentified county official. Whereas in light of the refusal of the county attorney and Mountain State Legal Foundation to comply with the directive, their client, as stated in Resolution 2019-06. Additionally, action is needed to make the intention of the county unequivocally clear. Therefore, be it resolved, this representation agreement between San Juan County, Mountain States Legal Foundation, William Perry Penley, and other attorney working on conduction with Mountain States Legal Foundation, the case including Zonetta Brown and David C. McDonald, is therefore hereby immediately terminated. any work performed by Mountain States Legal Foundation, William Perry Penley, and any other attorneys working in conjunction with Mountain States Legal Foundation on case after the date at which the resolution is approved is unauthorized, and no payment shall be made by the San Juan County for such work. The county attorney and the county administrator are directed to immediately forward a copy of the signed and attested version of the resolution to Mountain States Legal Foundation, William Perry Penley, and any other case in conjunction with the Mountain States Legal Foundation on this case. The county attorney is directed to immediately forward a copy of the signed and attested version of the resolution to the attention of the Honorable Judge Tanya Sue Chutkan of the United States District Court in the District of Columbia to submit a written report to the commission that he has taken that action. In the event the county administrator or the county attorney to fail to take any of the actions directed on this resolution, the chairman of the commission is also authorized to initiate appropriate personnel action against the county administrator and to take such actions concerning the county attorney as an authorized in Salt Lake County Commission versus Salt Lake County Attorney, including filing a complaint with the Utah Office of Professional Conduct and retaining outside counsel to initiate the declaration, judgment, and mandamus action against the county attorney. In the event the Mountain States Legal Foundation, William Perry, any other attorney working in conjunction with Mountain States Legal Foundation on the case has continue to state that they retain authority to represent San Juan County and continue to take action on behalf of the county after the date in which the resolution is approved. The chairman of the commission is authorized to file ethics complaints with the attorney disciplinary authorities of the jurisdiction in which those attorneys are licensed to practice law. Resolution in opposing the state of Utah's petition on Utah Secretary of Agriculture and the U.S. Forest Service on the state-specific rule governing management of 4 million acres and inventoried roadless areas in Utah National Forest. For generations, Native people have filed in the canyons, mountains, and mesas of Bajo Mountains and LaSalle Mountains, lands that are now managed by the U.S. Forest Service. Records of the generations of native habitation that tell the story of this subsistence of daily life traditions and ceremonies are contained in the rock art cliff dwelling and other structure and ceremonial sites within those areas. Whereas historic remnants of Navajo hogans, pottery, sweat lodges, sheep herding camps, and farming are found throughout those areas. Whereas the cultural importance of lands and resources is these areas are sacred to many native people, including Navajo, Utah, Hopi, and Zuni tribes. Protecting the lands and resources in these areas will help protect and preserve the cultural, prehistoric, historic records and legacy of native people and the cultural traditions and practices that continue through the day. The Roadless Area Conservation Rule, adopted in 2001 after an extensive public involvement process, generally prohibits road construction and logging in the 58.5 million acres of inventoried roadless area in the national forest, including 4 million acres of forest land in Utah, including approximately 129,800 acres of inventoried roadless area in San Juan County. Whereas the roadless rule helps protect and preserve the cultural, prehistoric, and historic records and legacy of native people of San Juan County and the cultural traditions and practices that continue today. In August 2018, Governor Gary Herbert announced that the state of Utah intended to petition the U.S. Forest and the state-specific roadless rule, blaming the roadless rule and any other federal regulations for creating overly dense and unhealthy forests that have caused large wildland fires. Under the state of Utah proposal, the roadless area would become open to road construction and logging through the new and expanded exception for the wildlife habitat modifications for any specific beyond the 2001 roadless rule allowance for tree cutting to improve habitat for species that are at risk of extinction. Opening area enact habitat to road building, logging, and other forms of development will have detrimental effects for native plants and animals by fragmenting wildlife habitat, degrading waterways through increased siltation, and spreading invasive species. Salvage logging of dead and damaged trees. Such logging after a wildfire can exacerbate damage to soils, water quality, and other resources. Such practices benefit the timber industry rather than the environmental and wildlife. Commercial logging of large and medium-sized tree within inventoried roadless areas. The 2001 roadless rule permits cutting and removal of small diameter trees to allow thinning and unnaturally dense stands while leaving the more fire-resistant overstory trees intact. The Utah petition proposed to allow large and medium-sized trees in roadless area to be cut and sold. Utah's main justification for the state-specific roadless rule in the need to improve forest health and reduce unwanted wildfire and other threats. The Utah petition claims that by building roads and cutting large diameter trees in roadless area, the Forest Service will be able to conduct more landscape scale management activities that improve forest health and reduce wildfire impact. However, the Utah petition offers no site-specific data, analysis, or rationale for its request. The U.S. Forest Service 2000 environmental impact study on the roadless rule found that the roadless area are relatively healthy condition compared to the roadless areas, and the restrictions on road building would reduce wildfire impacts and greatly lowering the risk of human-caused ignitions. Therefore, be it resolved, San Juan County Commission opposed the state of Utah's roadless area petition to the Department of Agriculture and the U.S. Forest Service. Any actions or positions that are inconsistent with this position adopted through this resolution that were previously taken by San Juan County Commission or county staff are hereby rescinded by this resolution. The San Juan County Commission urges the state of Utah and the U.S. Forest Service to work with San Juan County residents and stakeholders to reduce fire risk to communities and to maintain healthy watersheds, plant and wildlife habitat in these roadless areas. San Juan County Commission directs the county administrator to immediately transmit the resolution to the Secretary of Department of Agriculture and the Chief of the U.S. Forest. One last one. Supporting State or Senate Bill 367, the American Natural Treasure of the Immeasurable Quality, Unite, Inspire, and Together Improve the Economies of the State. Antiquities Act of 2019, the Antiquities Act of 2019, and H.R. 1050, the United States House of Representatives version of the Antiquities Act of 2019. Whereas the December 4th, 2017, President Trump issued proclamation number 9681, effectively disestablishing the Reducing the Bears Ears National Monument in violation of the Antiquities Act of 1906 in the excess of his executive authority. San Juan County has recently taken position through official action contained in County Commission resolutions condemning the unlawful action of President Trump regarding the Bears Ears National Monument. A permanent solution is needed to protect the Bears Ears National Monument and the national monuments from executive overreach. Senate Bill 367, the Antiquities Act of 2019, protecting enhanced national monuments with three main provisions. It officially declares Congress support of the 52 national monuments established by President and both political parties between January 96 in October of 2018 under the authority to establish by the Antiquities Act of 1906. It reinforces the existing law, clearly states that presidential proclamations designating national monuments are valid and cannot be reduced to or diminished except by the act of Congress. It further enhances protection for the presidentially designated national monument by requiring that the monument be surveyed, mapped, and the management plan be completed in 2 years in the same manner as congressionally designated monuments, and requiring that they receive additional resources to ensure that they continue to meet their full potential of providing unmatched economic, recreations, and cultural benefit to states and Indian tribes and to the nation. The Antiquities Act of 2009 will expand protection to the Bears Ears National Monument over 1.9 million acres and respect tribes by further directing that the Bears Ears Monument be composed of the lands identified in the Bears Ears Tribal Coalition original proposal. Whereas H.R. 1050 in the House of Representation version of the Antiquities Act of 2009 takes the same actions as those contained in Senate 367. Therefore, be it resolved, San Juan County Commission supports Senate 365, the Antiquities Act of 2019, and H.R. 1050, the House version of the Antiquities Act of 2019. The San Juan County Commission directs the county administrator to immediately transmit the resolution to U.S. Senator Tom Udall and Representative Deborah Hallen.
Good. Thank you. With that, I guess we'll be advancing right into the commissioners' meeting. We had our moment of silence, and we had our usual break for a few minutes. Feel like taking a break?
I'm good. There's another public comment.
Okay, well, 11:32, we'll call this meeting to order. Did you guys review your minutes? Okay.
Issue there. Well, guess I'll just go ahead and motion to table Mr. Adams is here.
Or you want a motion to lead at your own leisure instead of tabling it?
I mean, he'll probably be here to the next meeting.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Gray Eyes to set the minutes aside and proceed with the meeting.
yes.
And I will acknowledge the second on that. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Citizens' comment. Let's see. Wendy Black is the first one.
My name is Wendy Black and I'm from Blanding. I have 3 questions, simple yes or no questions, and out of respect I would like to have you answer them. Will you do this?
Proceed.
Okay. Have you, Commissioner Maryboy, and you, Commissioner Gray Eyes, met together with Mr. Bowes to discuss any of the resolutions you have presented?
I think the question was raised and Commissioner Gray Eyes made a remark. There is no paid legal attorney.
It's not an answer.
That's the answer.
Have you had email communication with Mr. Bowes about bringing charges against Kendall Laws? Have you received text messages during this commission meeting from Mr. Bose, who is sitting in the back row, directing your questions while speaking with Kendall Laws? I believe your silence speaks volumes, and it admits that you have something to hide, otherwise you would answer the question. Please stand, anyone who agrees that you do not want Mr. Bose representing our county. These are the people you're supposed to be here to represent.
Yeah.
But that's not all the people of the county.
Not all the people.
Not all
We're the ones that care. I'm here every week, Willie.
Yeah, I know. Not every week.
So bring the
Every
people in the
meeting.
county in that want him to represent, other than you.
Yeah, I'd like to see them.
So,
You ask us to trust you.
Okay, next.
we'll go with
Kelly Mike Green.
My name is Kelly Mike Green. I'm a resident of LaSalle, a longtime resident of San Juan County. And first of all, I want to thank the commission for allowing me to speak as a citizen and registered voter here in San Juan. I appreciate the concern expressed about the cost of various services being provided. And knowing and being aware of the financial obligations is a reasonable matter and something that I care about as well and that the commission has expressed. And I appreciate also the kind remarks for Lynn Laws and Commissioner Adams. I do have some things that I would like to talk to the commission about. And I want to do this in a respectful manner. I know that we have philosophical differences, but I think I would like to be able to meet with you, and that's why I'm here today. I'm concerned about Resolution 1 that Commissioner Maryboy has presented, and it's my hope that you will be able to work out differences with Mr. Law. I saw him give you documents and offer access to his deputy attorney on helping you understand legal matters that you will be involved with, and I'm hoping that you guys can work that out. Maybe when you meet with the Attorney General, State Attorney General's office, that can be done. Mr. Laws talked about conflict of interest that could affect the county, and in reading and in listening to what's been presented, I have similar concerns. I have concerns that Mr. Bose and his law firm, who has a current lawsuit against San Juan County from the Navajo Nation and is representing them, is also privately representing the commissioners on matters regarding county matters. And I really worry about that can be a real problem, because Mr. Bose stands to gain millions of dollars should he be successful, and maybe he has been. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to everything. But it seems like me that's like letting the coyote into the sheep pen, and the coyote saying, I promise not to eat anybody. That's what I worry about. I think it's an ethical conflict of interest. I understand you do need legal representation, but I would hope that if you do seek that it will not be with Mr. Bose's organization or anyone that he's associated with. So there's objectivity. On Resolution 2, I'm opposed to the contract being terminated with Mountain States Legal Foundation. I heard Mr. Laws say it doesn't cost the county anything, and so I hope that you'll keep that. I'm against the resolution on the Bears Ears. And finally, I would like to ask that public meetings, if public meetings are held where there are county matters being discussed, that it would be advertised so that all of us could know. I don't know for sure if a public meeting down in Spanish Valley was a public meeting for everyone or if that was a private one. All I know is what I read in the paper, but I would just urge you, if you do have public meetings, that they be advertised so that everybody in the county can attend that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Respond to one issue.
Yeah.
Talking about the fox being let into the chicken coop. What happened in the past? Past commissioner putting the county in debt. Is that the same situation, or more realistically about $3 million in the whole? What about those situations?
Well, what I'm talking about right now is the obvious legal conflict of interest that Mr. Bose has. You are now elected representatives, and as such, you represent the whole county. So you're going to need to separate that out. I'm not saying you don't have a valid concern. I'm saying I have a concern that having the same attorney represent someone who's suing San Juan County, and then you could be involved in another lawsuit where you're suing the county itself with him involved, seems to me to be really, really worrisome. So I don't disagree with what you're saying about.
If our legal counsel is not truly representing us, then who do we turn to?
Maybe not your issues or agenda.
Yeah, but
as long as there's not a conflict, I don't have a problem with seeking legal counsel.
There isn't.
Well, I think there is.
Yeah.
So
that's my concern. So,
okay.
Anything further, Commissioner Gray Eyes, that you wanted to say?
Direction.
Commissioner Mary Boy, thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Larry.
Am I the only Larry?
Commissioner Larry.
Unless there's
I'm a has-been.
Well,
I appreciate the opportunity to take just a minute with you and express willingness on the part. I'm here representing Congressman Curtis. I think you may know that. And just to express the interest that we have in working with you to find common ground on issues such that we can move things forward in the benefit of all residents and everyone relative to issues. There seems to be some back and forth on some issues, and Bears Ears is one of those, but I'm not going into that detail. I'm just saying that's an example that to the degree that we can get together and work together, find common ground, including the residents of the county, on issues. We just were successful in working through a public lands issue in Emery County that you may be aware of, where we were able to work, and it took a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
But the commissioners and everybody worked long and hard on that, 20 years, but they came to a resolution that was finally met. And did it make everyone happy? No, it didn't, on either side of the issue. But it felt like it was a good compromise, and so we're seeking to work with you in a way that the congressman can be helpful in finding those resolutions. Okay?
Thank you very much, Larry. I think the congressman is a great person. We met with him. He seemed to be understanding. And as a commissioner, we work and talk about a lot of issues and the common ground. I think that's what we're still looking for.
When is he going to be available again?
He's got a busy schedule, but we can work through some of the detail and then get it to him and have him do work otherwise. But yeah, I know he'll be back. I know he's looking to be back down here later in the year again.
Yeah. So I extend an invitation for him, and he accepted that right now.
Yeah. So he's very willing to be available when he can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Brooks. Sharon? Shannon. The writing looks like Sean. Do you read it?
That has never happened to me before, ever.
It happened now.
Happens all the time.
Here you go.
Kelly, is it customary to normally start with a prayer for commission meetings? I don't know what the pattern has been in the past.
We do. We did the moment of silence at the beginning, so it's either a prayer or a moment of silence.
U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Benson incorporated prayer into the Eisenhower administration cabinet meetings during the 1950s to acknowledge the existence of the Supreme Being and our covenant to divine principles. If it was needed then, it is most certainly needed now. Therefore, I request that we do incorporate prayer into all future commission meetings. And as part of my 3 minutes, I'd like to offer a quick prayer right now. Great God, as we are gathered here in an effort to govern our land by righteousness and a love for the land, we thank Thee for a free land and a right to govern ourselves. Bless us with patience, bless us with love for each other, bless us with honesty and respect for the law. In the name of our Lord, amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Our form of county government is based on our form of state government, which is required by the U.S. Constitution to be in the form of a republic. Republican government is primarily designed to protect citizen rights and to rule by law, not by the whims of men. In the spirit of a Republican form of government, it is my responsibility as a citizen of this county and as a citizen of this state to ask questions of my elected officials. I honestly ask you not to be alarmed or threatened by my questions. As a citizen, I have the right and responsibility to ask these questions, and as elected officials, you have the duty to be accountable to we the citizens. That is how a Republican form of government works. I understand it can be uncomfortable and that it requires transparency. It is inappropriate for elected officials to have personal agendas, and the only way citizens have of determining that is through transparency and by asking questions. So the first question I have is who paid for Steve Bose's attorney fees for the Gray Eyes hearing? As already a county commissioner, I think it's right for the public to know who paid for those legal fees.
No.
No,
Pro bono.
It was pro bono. Okay. What is Steve? Hold on. My time. Hold on. It is Steve Bose. What is Steve Bose's relationship with the San Juan County Commission? Does he have an official relationship?
I have no idea.
Well, you are the commission, sir.
I have no idea as to.
So as far as you know, he has no relationship with the county commission.
Oh, the commission?
Yes, with the county commission.
I guess as an attorney and
so he's paid. He's paid by the county.
No.
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 So he's an advisor to the commission.
That's all.
Okay, he's an advisor. Okay.
But he's not paid.
Okay. Is Mr. Bose the personal attorney of Ken Maryboy and or Willie Gray Eyes?
No.
No. Okay. This is in reference to Spanish Valley. Please explain why the March 16th...
Sneaking the crop in
Well,
the back.
because he represented you in the case.
Okay, but hold on.
No, he asked me a question.
Okay,
Shannon,
all right. That's right. Just trying to keep it civil.
So he is your personal attorney.
Please explain why the March 16th Spanish Valley meeting was not made known to the public according to regular procedure.
I thought it was.
I checked with the county. It was not. It was not listed anywhere.
It was,
So this would explain what's that meeting? That's not
The Spanish Valley meeting. The meeting in Spanish Valley was held in Spanish Valley on March 16th. There was a big write-up about it in the paper. That's how I found out about it.
So the Democratic Party invited us.
Right, but you're the county commission, and Bruce Adams was not made aware of that meeting. So as two of you showing up there as the county commission, that has to be considered. And it was actually even listed in the article as a listening meeting. So it was an official county meeting, but it wasn't posted for the public. And
It's asked the Democratic Party, not us. We were just invited.
Right. But you went.
I didn't even know that Willie was invited.
It was listed in the paper as a listening
I saw that.
session.
Yes, I'm not referring to the paper.
So was that in?
He was. I thought he was invited too.
Okay. But Bruce was not invited. Because I asked him personally, he didn't know anything about it.
I have no idea.
All right. Being, and were both of you there, or was it just you? At the
You just barely asked us if we were there, and we said yes.
No, you said you didn't know if he was invited, so I didn't.
Said I didn't know that he wasn't invited
okay.
until I got there.
Oh,
Okay,
you read
awesome.
the article?
Yes.
I did read the article,
read
yes,
the article.
yes. So, by the fact that you were there representing the county, I feel misrepresented by the county commission regarding that meeting. These kinds of meetings carry great weight, especially while you were there and what you were talking about. And they don't happen very often, so to miss one is to miss a big deal. And so I feel like I feel disenfranchised because
They did say that it never happens at all.
right, and I think it should happen more often. But should everybody? We're a county, so we should all be involved. That's all I'm
I
saying.
have no control over that.
What you do, you can post when the meetings happen.
Everybody needs to be involved.
Yes, agreed.
But
I can't be
not
involved if I'm.
everybody is included.
Why not?
Well, it's a county meeting, though.
Navajo,
It had to
Navajo
mention.
portion of the reservation is not included.
No, it should be included. I agree with you. But all I'm saying is, in this case, there was a small group of people. I think it was maybe 40 that were included, and none of the rest of us, at least in my district, were informed at all.
Sounds like we need to
Go
talk or
check
write
with
some
the
letter to them.
Democratic
We had
No,
nothing to do
no,
with
the
it.
county was represented by you, so you have to tell us when you're
They
doing that.
invited us.
Right, but you went.
Yes.
I thought I was going to be representing myself as the Democratic Party.
Okay. I'm going to request and even demand that this county commission stops the practice of private meetings. That was a private meeting, and you didn't want us there, and so no one was informed, and that's a problem.
Well, I'm sorry. If I had your number and if I knew that, I would have invited you. I
Well,
had nothing
right,
to
but
do with that.
the county has a website. All you have to do is put it on there and tell us, hey, there's going to be a meeting in Spanish Valley at this time, this place, and the whole county can be involved.
When's the
Can't-
next Democratic Party meeting?
I don't know.
I know it's in Bluff. We'll let you know.
Please do. That'd be great. If you're going to be there, then we should know. As County Attorney Laws has provided you with an inventory of the legal cases to which San Juan County is a party, and as he's explained why he was not able to comply to resolutions 2004 and 2006 as the due date had expired by the time the resolution was passed, and to save unnecessary and ill-spent funds, as our county appears to already be in the red, I ask you to retract the resolutions of the lawsuit against the county attorney and the state audit. And lastly, if you have evidence of past misconduct by this county commission, I think we all have a right to know that. I think we should know that and would join with you in clearing up those problems.
You should have been involved as commission.
All I'm saying.
Why were you not including yourself at those meetings?
All I'm saying.
When the county was put into deficit.
You keep bringing up the fact.
Yeah,
No,
that is true.
It is true.
That is true to the fact.
Were you at those county commission meetings?
Right now,
No, you are now,
concerned.
but in the
I'm
past.
concerned with.
I am, and I'm concerned too.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying is, if you have evidence of misconduct
So
in the past,
don't
let's bring it
Bring
up.
it up and say.
No, let's bring it
yeah,
up.
you were absent.
And
Where did
you were absent,
Yeah, I wasn't elected.
and I wasn't elected either.
Yeah.
You don't have to be elected. You're
But
concerned
you're a
with the
member of this
citizen.
county, so you should have been there just like I was supposed to be there, but you weren't. So we both have the same really bad excuse.
Yeah.
So if you have evidence of future or of past misconduct that needs to be rectified, let's bring it up. Let's have everybody know.
3
Transparency. It works both ways.
Kelly, is that 3 minutes?
Well, I'm just
3 minutes
engaging
is up?
the commissioners. Thank you very much.
All right. Next.
Stephen McPherson.
My name is-
Okay, Steve.
My name is Steve Pearson. I'm here today just to kind of follow up on what we was talking about last week. And my end of the county needs to be represented, especially by you. You are my commissioner down there. You are the elected commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
We have a problem down in our end of the county that I think should be addressed before you take up with the rest of the county. You should take your county first. You're part of it.
Yes.
We have, last time I was here, I had a question as to why we don't have any road signs left down there on the county. And also, our roads have been taken away from the county. The maintenance was turned over to NDOT. We're not seeing anything done with the roads. We had enough moisture on some of the roads to bring them back to where they was travelable, but the others are not. We have a school bus issue, a school district issue. San Juan County, the state of Utah, owns and operates the whole, our county fleet, the state and county. But the maintenance and the insurance and everything else about these buses, especially the maintenance on the roads that we've got, the county roads are good, the ones that are still county. County maintains them. Do you see anywhere in the future where they're going to take over our roads on the reservation? Who's going to do that? The county? Going to give them back to the county so they'll be maintained? Or you're going to let NDOT do it? We need to know. Without the maintenance, there's no reason for the county, the San Juan County voters to assume the maintenance, the buying and selling of the school buses, the liability. If some kid gets bucked off a seat in one of them rough roads and gets hurt, that's leaving us wide open for a lawsuit. If they're not going to do anything with the roads, then I think we should talk to them. You should talk to the Navajo tribe, make them understand that they need to be responsible for the transportation of the Navajo kids on the reservation, not the county. That shouldn't come under our dime. Should not. Do you tell me if you're going to talk to them?
We are.
Okay, what's
with
resolved with it?
Kelly here, we're talking to NDOT and also the BIA. We're trying to work out an MOU, an IGA was it, to where we can try to maintain roads again. We feel the same way. Roads are getting pretty bad. And the NDOT told the county to remove all the road signs, so there's no road signs.
Was it the county that removed them?
We removed our own signs because they're not our roads anymore.
Okay, in doing so, that whole end of the county, there's two, Mr. Gray Eyes. Nobody on that whole reservation now has